And this is Tycoon. Heaven, everyone. This is Tycoon with for istrep.cash, and today we are going over setting up a new product. Yeah, you got your PPC ready. You're ready to upload your first product. So of course we're gonna come into here, and we'll click into our PPC. Remember, this is the Eat Me with the spoons and forks collection. Yeah. Then we'll come in here and we'll press that new product. So if you're trying to list a product, we're going to need your particular wallet addresses. Yeah. So you got to have that set up. And I would suggest you go ahead and you set up one of these right here. That's a nice little doc file that has all your collection in it to keep it easy. And you can also send it to somebody, let them see everything at once. Because on the site it'll go slower, right? So we have our BTC wallet here, BCH wallet here, ZEC wallet. We have our USDT wallet here. So we can just copy and paste these back and forth. And keep going. And we see we already have our eCash locked in from when we created the PPC. Since it's going to stay that way, we'll just leave it that way. And we can go ahead and put these in here. Then press that link wallets. Wallets is linked. And yeah, it takes you to the regular page here where you have the present. This is for products that you like to list and let them go straight to the market. And then the future products are products you like to use when you're developing that product with somebody, right? So you say, I like to create a future one of these products and have it be specially built for you, right? And then you NFT that thing and you'll create like variations on it. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and we'll press the present button here. All right. And we're ready to upload the stuff for our first product, right? So we can come here and we can grab a product pick out of our pictures here. And let's say we'll grab these. Let that upload. And then this is where you actually put your physical product pictures up here. And then you'll put your NFT linked picture here, right? Because the product pictures should be the real world pictures. So we can use that as our NFT picture. And then of course, you'll have the AI generate the backstory and bring it here. Yeah. And then you have a name for your product, right? Which is why we were like, yeah, let's make this table so we can easily fill things out. Put the product name in there, yeah. And then we see we have the eCash wallet tied to it, right? And then we need the token ID because all of these products are attached to the NFT. So we actually need to come over in the cash tab, come into our NFT collection, go to the actual NFT that is linked to this actual physical product so that we can begin to pipe in the information. Yeah. So we got the token ID over here. Come in here, grab this token ID, push it there, come back here, grab the product hash, put it in here. And remember, because these are PosPegg products, you just kind of take the margin and multiply it times 10. So yeah, these are spoons and forks for this price. Follow the lead. Yeah. So you could do your estimated shipping costs and that'll be on y'all, right? So we say estimated shipping costs $5, right? and product, aka trash can, like what type of spoons is it? So we say anime spoons. All right, and we say the date of creation. Let's just use today. All right. Then of course you can put your social media link in here. We'll just put in X, right? Then you got your YouTube link you can put in there. We'll do some hobbity dibbity. Yeah. And then you have your percent to one-to-one PosPegg, right? Because all physical products, you have to pay the user back in digital property. Bitcoin Cash, eCash, Bitcoin. Yeah. So we have to ask you a question. How much are you going to put to the one-to-one PosPegg to pay it all back, right? So you say X% of the sale of this product I'll put towards the one-to-one PosPegg, right? So usually you'll say I'll take 5% of that, right? And we'll put that towards the one-to-one PosPegg to pay them back off the sale of this product, right? And then you say, well, what percentage of it is going to the forever PosPegg? Remember when we did our PPC, we told them we were going to grow X% per year. And this is where we're kind of getting at. Yeah. So how much from this sale will go, right? So we say generally about 10% from the sale goes to building up the portfolios, right? So we'll put a nice 5% in there, right? Okay, so then we come into, yes, choose rebate coin, right? So you can choose BTC, Bitcoin, BCH, Bitcoin Cash, or ZEC. Yeah. Oh, and we can go ahead and we can do this for the Bitcoin Cash, right? And you say what product is in what tier. Yes. So we're looking at this one, right? And we're like, okay, this is about our middle tier, right? So let's say tier 3, right? Because maybe tier 4 is $2,000, right? So we say tier 3, yeah. So the tier name is silver. The tier has these number of open slots. So when it gets down to be 0, this shuts down. You're without the ability to put anything else in this tier because you have to have open slots in order to put them into a tier, right? Because the PPC has a max number of NFTs in it, so it's going to have a max number of actual physical products inside of this. Yeah, so this product is just one of this number of products you can put in there. Yeah, let's get happy, right? Yeah. So we have to put a nice backstory in here. We'll do some hibbity dibbity for example sakes, but you already, yes, go to any one of them AIs and give them your image and say, hey, make a backstory on this, and they'll do it. We went over that. Alrighty, so we're pressing this tier here so we can lock this and we can go on to our PosPegg, one-to-one PosPegg. It's mandatory. Yes, a one-to-one pays the user back all currency spent on the product. Yes, it takes as long as it takes. Yes, because some years our portfolio are going to generate more than we thought. Some years the portfolio is going to generate less than we thought, right? But we always pick a number anyway that keeps us inside of that regardless, right? But when we do better, everybody gets paid more, right? When we do less, everybody gets paid less, right? And maybe you selling your product in kind of a stagnant year, right? So it's going to take you longer to do your payback. But we're paying them all their money back. Yes, this is the only place where they can get that, right? Everyone else says, give me your money, take the product. Hopefully there's somebody out there to repair it for you and look after it for you, right? We're doing the exact opposite. We're saying, hey, we're paying you back and we're paying you forever, but we need to check in on that product because there's qualifications over here. Yeah. And the beautiful thing about it is, once again, we get to take as long as it takes to pay this back. Yeah. So when we start our payback, we pull it from our May, right? And remember the May, we did the stake of our ride. That's where all the May comes from. So we have a max May of 217 of what we could possibly pay out. We're already using up 10 May, right? We have an available May of 207. Yeah. So right here in this particular input, you are going to put the monthly PosPegg reward. Yes, how much are you going to pay these people who have paid you 2 benjos? Yeah, 2 benji for this spoon fork collection, right? How much are you going to pay them back every month? Yeah. So I'm like, if it costs 20, if it costs 2 benjos, let's do $2 a month. It takes as long as it takes. Yeah. Alrighty, so it is saying that if we do $2 a month, right, in a binging number of months, we will have paid them back 8.33 years. We will have paid them back, and that's better than anything they can get anywhere else, because all everybody else says is you get the utility value, right? But we're in crypto and we comprehend how this proof of stake currency works, and that it can be used to transform our grandchildren's lives, our great grandchildren's lives, our children's lives, right? Bring it on the way up. Yeah. By the time we die, right, we will have gifted the children a world where every time they buy a product, it pays them back. It may take 8.33 years to get paid back. Okay, that's just one product, right? I can get me a product that pays back in 0.33 years. Yeah, it all depends on who's actually creating the PosPegg. So we'll go ahead and we'll like that. We'll press enter, right? It's okay. Sometimes it may take you 20 years to pay somebody back. And where else they getting it, right? But always remember, respect the market. Be respectful, yeah? And so we'll pull in that too, and we'll build a TWT out of it, yeah? And it say how many addresses are allowed in this particular PosPegg, right? And remember, the number of addresses that you have here, you got to do a mass payment to each one of them. Yeah. Yes. You have to do a payment to each one person, 2 person, 3 person, 4 person, 5 person, right? And they can split up this $2 that's gonna be coming to them every month, right? So I leave it up to you. I maxed it out at 5 because it can be a headache once you start getting into 20 products, a bingy number of products. But in later videos, we will see how to actually carry out these payments every month. So for example purposes, we always max it out, right? So then down here, once again, we have the PosPegg. I promise you'll see all this, and you can see your istrep.cash charges. I like humor, so it's called mine, right? Mine. All right, so we see I have good charges over the limit in order to create this PosPegg. These get to 0. Your ability to create PosPegg goes away. Yep. And the way you increase this is by just going and buying more PosPegg tokens and going through that process. So once we love it, and we do love it, we press the create one-to-one PosPegg. And it goes through and it links the one-to-one PosPegg back to the main PPC's PosPegg and sends it off to the products, and it refreshes and it sends me to this page so that I can see what everyone else is going to be able to see when they look for my product in the sales page. Yeah. So you see we have the actual tab for the product, and then we have the tab for the PPC where they will be able to see the info for the PPC, such as the informations and tokens available, and the wallets. Yeah. And you will be able to see who verified this actual PPC here. And then you will be able to see all the products with the PPC, and you can press on the product, and in your mobile it'll come down and it'll say, hey, well, this is the product here, this is the information on the product, do you like it? If you like it, you'll have to wait for them to press that button so you can buy. Yeah, because they have to. We're gonna go and put this on the market. We're just talking about the biz page for your particular product, right? So we'll go into the product section here, and they can get into the backstory, they can get into your social media, they can press this and go to the vid, or they can press that and go to the posts. Yep, and it gives you the hyperlink here, so that they can spread it all about the net. Yep, and it shows you that paid to this blockchain is Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, paid to this particular product is Bitcoin Cash, and it has a hashtag P of 5 users, and it has an MPR of $2 a month. And then it has an ITD of a Benji number of months. Yep. And this down here is the verified staker var checker. Name's checker. Yeah. And we can see the total paid to the yields, total users linked, available May, used May, and we can see the actual staker var that composes this here. Yeah, so this is the one that's actually beautiful, right? Make it big, y'all, make it big. And of course we can go in and we can see the ballooned out version of the actual staker var by pressing on the TWT and staker var information. So yeah, and you can press the star button here to show you the NFT, or to show you the NFT, or to show you the product, right? This is front facing for the NFT. All right, so we got to go back in here into our PPC. We have to come back into our collection, and we have to click on our product, right? And then once we're in here, this is the products have dashboard, and you can see you can print out the QR codes, which you have to, because in order for the user to get their payments, they do so through the scanning of the PPC and the product, which at the time you can go and watch that video and see how that occurs. Yes, so we have the main here, which shows us our products. It lets you update the pics, and it also lets you put it on the market. Yes, you have to actually request to put it on the market so that you can come in here before it's on the market, and you can make sure that everything's right, or you can choose to update it, right? And we see that all the tier information is locked, and it's locked. Once you choose that tier, it's locked. But all of the information that can be edited, you can edit it, right? Yes. So if we click on the biz, we can see that once again it takes us to our biz page where we just went over it. Or we can go into the PosPegg, and it brings up our PosPegg information. Yep, so the product price is 2 benjos. The ITD, which is how long it's going to be, is a benjo months, or 8.33 years. We're paying out $2 a month to those 5 users, which is the hashtag P. We have a transaction fee, a guesstimation at this time of 0 cents if you only have 2 decimal places. So we have the forever PosPegg allocation, yes. And remember when we did the PPC, was like, how many allocations are we going to take from everybody so that we can use our users to actually build up the portfolio while we're selling products to also build up the portfolio, right? And then we come down here and it shows us the PosPegg I promise and when we signed it, right? And it shows us what we paid in our charges. All right, and once we love that, we come back into here and we put it on the market. We just press that button there to put it on the market. The products here, and we like to see it on the dashboard, so we just go ahead and scroll all the way down and go back. And we come down here to the selling page, and we see we have our product here ready to be sold. Yeah, and this is what the selling page looks like. Nice front and center the price there. We have the name of the NFT, right? We have the tier structure, because the tiers are gonna be hot. Yeah, and we have the information on the actual product, the MPR, the ITD, the token holder allocation, right? And we have the TMPR, because it's here, right? They're gonna be split in $2.40, right? And if that person would like, they can add it to the cart. So yep, that is listing a product all the way up to it being on the market. And heaven, I love you.